Ladies and gentlemen, we're alive. We're alive. No, we're live. We're live from heartland of America. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, and my name is Yvette Kaiser, and I am Pro 3 in this company. I have great pleasure and honor to introduce to the Zoom, I have to admit, introduce to the Zoom Jon Garner, and he is fellow Nebraskan. And Jon, I'm wearing, as you see, Husker red today, right? And a little about Jon. He's a family man. He has a beautiful family, wife Amber, and 5 kids, age 3 to 18, right? And what I like on his Facebook, yeah, applaud you. What I like on his Facebook, he wrote, "I'm entrepreneur." And he said, "Be bold enough not to accept average." And indeed, he is Pro 7 in the company. And you know, Pro 7 volume is 100,000 going through the organization in the dollars. And he's former medical sales representative. Okay. I met Jon and Marie a couple of years ago in some local events of this company. And what I love about Jon, I love your passion for the health, for the fun and family, and I love your passion for that you are coaching youth sports teams. Jon, you're welcome. We really love you, hear your story, and it's all yours now.
Well, thank you so much, Mary. That was a great introduction, and I really appreciate that. It's been quite the move from pharmaceuticals into natural health and wellness, which is really where our passion is at. And so, for those of you that don't know my story, it wasn't very long ago that's where I was at. I'm a farm kid, home raised right here in Nebraska. I was raised on a farm, learned to work hard for everything that you get. And believe me, it was tough growing up. And so that's where it started. That's where I think our work ethic, my dad taught me, hey, if you didn't do it right, you were going to have to do it again, and probably in the middle of the night when all of the cattle or the pigs were out. And so you got to make sure that you do things right the first time. And so I took that philosophy with me, went to school, met my beautiful wife right here at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. And so we just loved this community very much. And so we elected to stay. And kind of, I'll give you the real short breakdown of our history and where we're at today, which is I sold machinery equipment for a while, and I did very well at that. It was right up my alley because that's kind of how I grew up. And so I did that for a while, and then had the opportunity to move into pharmaceutical sales, which is really where my heart was. I wanted to help people with health and wellness, and I really felt like that was the place of where it was. Pharmaceuticals at the time, see, there was an influx, right? If you go back not that many years ago, and it was all about natural health and wellness. And then there was this big influx that pharmaceuticals was the end all be all. And that's where I wanted to get into. And I felt like that was the best place that I could put forth my passion and my effort to help people with their health and wellness. And I was lucky enough that I did get into pharmaceuticals, and that story in short, this should tell you, hey, if you want something bad enough, you got to go out and work for it. I will tell you that you're from Lincoln. I'm from Kearney. Lincoln's about a little over 2 hours from here. Denver is a little over 5 hours from me. And there was an interview that they asked for me to go to interview for pharmaceuticals in Denver. And so I drove to Denver and had this interview in the evening. And they told me at the end of this interview that this was not the right position for me, that it wasn't a good fit, and that it was not that I wasn't the right person. I stood up and I respectfully disagreed with what they had said. And I said, I am the right fit for this job, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to earn it. I'm going to drive back 5.5 hours to Kearney tonight. On my way, I'm going to set up a ride along with a representative, and I said, I don't know any, but I will find one tonight on my way home. I will find a representative that I am going to ride with tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and I am going to work with them all day until 5. So expect a phone call from me tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock to tell you again why this is the best fit for this company. And in 5 years from now, you will never know what you would have done without me. Okay, so that's how it started. And I did. I drove back home that night, got home at like 2 a.m. And I had set up a ride along, got up at 7 the next morning, was in their car by 8, worked all day, called them at 5 o'clock the next day. And the immediate manager didn't answer their phone, but the overall regional manager did answer her phone. And she told me straight up that she felt like they were going to give me the job. And they did. So that's how I got into pharmaceuticals. So guys, when somebody tells you no, no is not no. They just need to know that you really are into it and that you really mean it and that you mean well. That's what's going to show through. People buy you. And I learned that very early on. And I spent 12 years in the pharmaceutical industry. And I will tell you that it provided our family a lot. But at the same time, it began to pull me away from my family a great deal. So I was covering 3 states. I was a national certified field trainer where I was traveling all over the country every week. And I was gone, missing the people that I loved the most. And I knew that it wasn't right. And but we didn't know what to do. So we prayed about it a lot. And we thought about doing a lot of different things. But where are you going to replace that type of an income? And lo and behold, my neighbors walked through our door. They handed me a little blue bottle of Protandim, and they just asked me to take a look. Had no idea it was direct sales, no idea network marketing. I looked at it and I said, well, it's a supplement, so it's, you know, it's probably fine. But I tell you what, I will go to where I send my doctors, and I will tell you if it's any good. So I brought him right here at this desk that I'm sitting at right now, had him watch over my shoulder as I went to pubmed.gov. And I said, listen, if there's something here, it's probably good, but more than likely 99% of the time, there'll be nothing. And I pulled up, and at the time there was 18 peer-reviewed published studies done by private and public universities across the globe. Now, for those of you that are not medically background, that's okay, because what that means is there's something special behind the product. So before I read any of those studies, I can tell you that there was something very special behind it, because that doesn't happen. That was more studies than what my billion-dollar pharmaceutical product had. You understand that? And these were privately funded studies. Universities and institutions that were funding their own studies on our product, on the LifeVantage product. Mind-boggling. You would never, ever in a million years find that in pharmaceuticals. No other company is ever going to spend the money to do research on another pharmaceutical company's product. It just doesn't happen. And so right away, I knew there was something special. And as soon as I read the study that showed that it was a 40% reduction in oxidative stress in 30 days, I was in. Without a doubt, it was statistically significant, 0.0001. And all that means is it didn't happen by accident. You don't need to understand the medical terms. It didn't happen by accident. It's an amazing, amazing study. And I was in, and I didn't even know what I was getting into. I didn't know what direct sales was. I didn't know what network marketing is, knew nothing. But I did tell my wife, I was like, well, here's what I know. Nobody in the world has that product. That product solves a need that everybody has. Everybody has that need. Everybody on the planet needs that product. We just need to get ourselves in the way, and we'll figure it out. That's it. We'll figure it out. And that's all we've done, right? And just a few years later, I was able to resign out of pharmaceuticals and go at this full time, and which is our true passion, because now, different from pharmaceuticals that masks symptoms, and don't get me wrong, there are life-changing, life-saving, life-altering pharmaceutical medications, but in reality, the industry as a whole is masking of symptoms. They take care of symptomatic relief, okay, but doesn't dive into the root core cause of the problem. And what we need to do as human beings is we need to prime our body to boost our survival genes so that we can function at the highest level that we can possibly function at, right? If you don't want long-term complications, boost up your immune system and boost your health. That's what this is all about. And so we didn't know how to do it, but we got involved, and here we are today. I don't even know the numbers. If we went back, I will bet you that, let me just think about this. We have a business that's about probably somewhere around, I haven't done the numbers, rough numbers, about $2 million a year in overall sales. And so when you think about that, pretty incredible, right? For the amount of people that are out there, and the industry is growing, and especially in health and wellness. And that's really what I wanted to kind of share with you guys today. Just before I got on this call, a lot of people don't know that this exists. So you can go to the Direct Selling Association, DSA.org, okay? And it will give you the latest and greatest statistics right here in the US. And a lot of people really don't know about this one, okay? So the WFDSA is the World Federation for Direct Sales. And that's going to give you the latest impact, all the information, all the statistics globally of where direct sales is at. And here's what's really interesting. So globally, okay, on a global scale, direct selling is a $179 billion industry. So if you're joining us today and you're not sure about direct sales or network marketing, let me tell you that you are in the best industry that you can possibly ever imagine, right? And I will give you lots of things of reason why that is. But number one is that's a $179 billion industry, 125 million independent distributors. So you're not alone. 125 million distributors. Wellness leads the way, and it has been leading the way for several years. So it's not just 2020, but I will tell you that in 2020, there was a massive increase in people who became aware that they need to boost and bolster a strong immune system. Your immune system is your best safety net. That's what keeps you healthy. That's what God intended you to do, was to have a strong immune system that can handle and recover from disastrous type things. And so wellness leads the way at nearly 37%. Okay, 37% of the entire industry in direct sales is in wellness. So if you're thinking about, are you in the right company? Are you in the right space at the right time? The answer is absolutely yes, because it's astonishing. The trend lines are going north where most everything else is going south, but wellness is on a huge swing upwards with a 13% increase. There is more than 60, get this, between the two leading the charge is wellness and cosmetics personal care. You guys know that in just a couple months ago, we launched our personal care line, right? Our cosmetic and personal care line. So we have True Science as our cosmetic and personal care line. That's a 26% of the industry. Combined between wellness and personal care, 62% of the entire industry in network marketing direct sales is what LifeVantage has to offer. So again, LifeVantage is incredibly smart about what they're doing and the products that they're putting forth, because they're appealing to the majority of people that are looking for what we have. 62% of the industry is in those two areas, and that's where we primarily fit in as a company. The US leads the world in direct sales at 40.1 billion. So if you're coming to us right now in the US, I will tell you that you are in the largest network marketing capital of the world at $40.1 billion. So we always think, I did this, so I'm assuming a lot of you do. We always think, geez, wouldn't it be nice to live over there? Wouldn't it be nice to be in that market? Man, I just wish I had a distributor there. I wish I had a distributor in that country, right? Then, oh my gosh, then everything would be great. Not true. Your backyard is always the best place. Okay, build in your backyard and it will begin to expand from there. But I will tell you that the US leads the way in a large way. They lead the way at $40.1 billion a year spent in direct sales in the US. That was 13.9% growth in product sales in 2020. Think about that. So when the world was retracting and businesses going out of business, businesses that have been around for 100 years going out of business, and here you have LifeVantage in growth. You have the industry that we serve in as growth at 13.9% in one of the most devastating years in history. The direct seller growth, so distribution growth, 13.2%. So not only did people were looking to boost their health, but also people were looking for ways to make money. They were looking for ways to bring in another line of money, right? And so that was a 13.2% increase. Wellness, again, in the US also leads the way. So a global statistic is 37%, and the US slightly higher at 37.4%. And here's what is crazy. This is really good. 41.6 million customers in the US. Customers of direct sales products, direct selling companies, 41.6 million customers right here in the United States. That was over a 12% increase, over nearly 8 million direct sellers, which again was over a 13% increase right here in the United States. So think about it in this way. If between the ages, the US population is right around 330 million people. Ages 0 to 17, they estimated roughly around 75 million. So if you subtract those two, you get about 255 million people that you have access to in the United States alone that would be willing to buy our products. 255 million. Okay. That's about, and currently in the industry, that's about 20% of the industry is purchasing of that 255 million. Think about that, 20%. So when you think nobody likes network marketing and nobody likes their products, and man, this industry is so hard, 20% of the population is currently involved. Think about that. So again, an amazing statistic, and hopefully that gives you a little bit of bulletproofness to say in knowing that what you're doing is right, and that there are people out there that really want better products and they want to better their health, and they're willing to support their neighbors. Okay. So here's just a few other ones that I want to talk to you just a little bit about. Direct selling achieved all-time highs in 2020. Record highs. The DSA posted record numbers in 2020. So when you're talking to your friends and talking to your neighbors, right, talk to them about how scary it was to be an employee in the year of 2020. Friends of ours lost their job. I know that if I was still in pharmaceuticals, I know what happened to that company. I would have lost my job. I would not have known what to do to support my kids in a community of this size. And I don't know, I mean, I can only offer a lending hand to as many people as I can possibly touch, but just know how hard that was for people in 2020 and ongoing 2021, that economic situation has not changed. So there are more people continuing to close their door. And as the numbers look like they're beginning to climb again, more of that is going to happen this fall, this winter, and ongoing. Listen, bad things happen, right? And you've got to prepare yourself for those bad things. And so what better of a place to be that when you look in the history of economic decline, industries that are bolstering gigantic numbers, right? Where can you protect yourself? Network marketing is a place where you can protect yourself. And with LifeVantage as a publicly held company that is a debt-free company that is producing unique and category creating products that are patented, that actually do something for the world and the life that we're in, where we can take products to boost our immune system, take products that can bolster a strong, healthy person, right? To help you live longer. And yes, we can say that. We are currently still, if you go to, here's another, I love stats, and I apologize if this is too many stats today, but I will tell you that if you go to the National Institute of Aging website. Okay, the NIA. So the NIH, the National Institute of Health, is where it's the largest public library of medicine that there is. Okay, this is where the government puts everything of their studies. This is where pharmaceutical companies put all of their studies. All legitimate research is done at the NIH. The National Institute of Aging is a similar structure that is looking at ongoing products and ways to manipulate your health in a way that helps you live longer, longevity, right? That's what it's about. So since the 1970s, there has been seven products that have ever shown to increase your lifespan. 7. There is one product on that list that is natural. That's Protandim. Guys, you have one of the most outstanding, most incredible, most important products that any human being can ever put into their body. And I cannot stress that enough. Coming from the medical industry, oxidative stress is a deterioration of the body that leads to faster aging and everything that's associated with faster aging. That's deterioration of the body. Protandim boosts your survival genes and decreases that by 40% in 30 days and is the only natural product in a 10-year study done by the NIA to show with statistical significance to increase lifespan. In a world right now where it looks, if you look on Facebook, where everybody is concerned about their life and their health, I cannot think of a better time or place to be than where we are right now to impact people in a positive way for their health and a positive way for their financials. There is no better way. If there was, I would be looking for it everywhere. And there's just, I have looked everywhere possible to think is there a better way? And I just can't seem to find it. Right in the WFDSA website, right? You'll see this. It gives you the reasons right here. And what it will tell you is benefits of network marketing, low risk business ownership. It takes very little, if any, capital to start up costs. Where can a person with very low money and be able to own their own business for a very little startup cost? You won't. Amber and I looked at this. We were going to spend a lot of money to open doors of a business. And that business, why would we ever buy a brick and mortar business when all of the statistics, not some of them, all of the statistics point in the direction that those businesses are faltering, right? Online business is the wave of the future. Network marketing is the wave of the future. That's why it's showing growth year over year over year over year. And that's why LifeVantage has been able to go debt-free, right? As a debt-free, publicly traded company. It's amazing. It provides extra income so individuals can set their own financial goals, business plan, and pace. I'm just going to read this to you. Flexibility. Individuals choose when, how, and how much they want to work. Sounds intriguing, right? To own your own business, and you can decide that. If you own your own business brick and mortar, you don't have that option. You have to open those doors every day, all day long. That's a must. You have to do that. Training and mentorship. It offers a chance to develop business expertise through free training, through education and mentoring by experienced leaders, right? Things like this. Zoom. What a brilliant idea, right? To be able to connect with leaders across the industry, leaders within LifeVantage, to be able to offer you free training today, right? To tell you about how great the industry is so that we can learn and get a little confidence. Because again, here's what I know. You already know that Protandim is great. You already know that our product lines are phenomenal. We all know this. I'm not here to tell you any different. But what I'm here today to tell you is where the industry is at and why your confidence levels should be way up through the roof, because this is the industry of the future and all of the numbers are pointing in that direction. And they're not just short-term numbers. These are numbers that have been heading this way for a long, long time. And now at the highest point they have ever been. When the people who have made it big, not just in network marketing, regular business, in the financial world, doesn't matter where it is. People make it big because they strike when the iron is hot. They're just smart enough, right? That they know that, hey, this is the time, this is the place. I may not know how to do this or what to do, but I do know that this is the right space and the right time. And they strike while the iron is hot. Every network marketer will tell you that the majority of the millions of dollars that they've made, okay, has come because of a short-term, high intensity, high effort run, right? It's not a run of 30 years. It's a run that is a small amount of time where you pack an enormous amount of effort in a small amount of time that will boost your numbers, right? And then we come back, right? And you've got to help those people get started. You've got to get them involved. You've got to show them the training, and then you do it again. And it's another short-term run for long-term gain, over and over and over again. And at the end, the last thing that they say is performance pays. The greater your effort, the greater your earning potential. So true. If you work hard, you will be rewarded for your efforts. And that's the best thing that I teach my kids that, for the sports they play. I coach a lot of youth sports. I talk to them about it all the time. Your effort is always rewarded. Effort is rewarded. As a coach, I don't reward the goals. I don't reward baskets. I reward the effort that leads to those baskets. So when you're training your representatives, applaud them for the effort, right? The effort is what should be applauded so that they continue the effort, because the effort will lead them to success. It is your effort. It is your confidence levels. And so today, I just wanted to make sure that you understood where the industry is at, where LifeVantage is at as a growing company. Guys, what they have coming, what they've already launched, but what they have coming is insane. You are a part of a company that is destined to be a market leader in this space. You have leaders all over LifeVantage that will be gigantic leaders in this space, and you have the ability to become that same leader. Everybody does. All it is understanding the right space, the right time. Lead with your heart. I don't care what anybody else says. If they tell you not to lead with your heart, I think they're crazy. Okay. Lead with your heart, because your passion, your care for people, being a servant leader is why people will come and they will follow you, right? This is why my pharmaceutical company hired me, because no was not the appropriate answer that I was willing to accept. So you have to understand, are you willing to accept no? Are you willing to accept a life of average? Because that most of the population is, but you don't have to. That doesn't have to be you. And along the way, with the successes and the monetary gain, the best part about this company is the stories. It's the thousands of stories of lives that because you said yes, because you made one more call can change some 11-year-old's mom's life. And for that 11-year-old, completely changes her outlook on life. So you're impacting and changing people's lives for generations to come. And when you start to realize that, that's when your passion, your confidence will come through, of knowing that not only are you in the right space, but you have the ability to change people's worlds. And that should be enough, right? We live in a negative environment. Somebody out there has to be the positive beacon of light. And here at LifeVantage, that's what we do. That's what we are. So with that, guys, I love you. Thank you so very much for chiming in today. I was happy to be able to share this. And again, if you want those statistics, if you didn't have time to take notes, it's on the World Federation is WFDSA. It's just the World Federation of Direct Selling, or DSA.org is for the US. And all of those statistics, just go to the PDFs. They have statistic sheets there that you can click on and you can print. I printed them off just before this call. So you can print all of this stuff off for yourself, and you can show your friends and your family and your teams why now is the time.
Fantastic, John. It was look at my notes, right? I'm just scribbled my notes. I hope I will be able to read, but after all this, what you said, I can say two things about you. You have certainty, right? And you have fire in you. Two of these things. And then what I understand, and we all get this, we are at the right time and right place. We are at the right time and right place. And basically, we have a gift, guys. I don't know what we will do with that, but definitely I will run with this. And how Nike said, right? Let's just do it. Hey, thank you, everybody. And one day we will talk again, right?
Very
And,
good. Anytime.
thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
It
John.
was awesome, amazing, and thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mhm.